Hey guys, how you doing? Well, I'm doing good because I've just received a huge package of a 3D printed there resin Tie Avenger from Andor Season 2. And I made a silly noise then when I said 3D printing because usually I don't like to build models completely done printed in 3D. But there are some occasions when I do, like the Fondor Hall craft I did from Andor Season 1, and I've done a Betty from Alien Resurrection. So I do them. I just prefer to do things the ILM way, but that's fine. When you've got something like this, where it's been beautifully designed, and it's the 3D work of Dominic Schwartz, who did the TIE Bomber for the for AMT. So he knows his stuff, and when you watch his video, he's sort of, commenting on kit parts and saying there's like Morse Carl on it and bits like that, which gives me faith in people sort of knowing what they're looking at in Morse Carl on the back here. And he even says in his video that they're stretched a lot. ILM sort of, digitally shifted them about, I think, to make them to sort of fit. Possibly, I don't know. I do know they're resized. Digitally scanned kit parts. They've got a library that they use, so that's still cool to have it all done like this. It's massive. Literally, these wings are like 20, 30 inches long, something ridiculous like that. It was printed for me by I'm going to really mess this name up. I can't even try to pronounce it. Luxury Kevin. So I'll put that in the description, but his prints are insane. They just come. I asked for I explained that I hate print lines. I don't even want to see one anywhere on this when I prime it. And he was like, no, we'll do it to the best quality that we do, and we'll clean it all up for you. And they did. The wings are a little ill-fitting, but because of the size of them, even any resin is not going to be perfect. So I managed to get the middle together, and I'm not going to touch it because it's literally sitting there. I'm hoping I leave that 24 hours and it's going to stay. I've put a template in the middle out of styrene just to sort of keep them together. And the idea for that is, because there's holes luckily inside that run right through inside the cockpit. I'm not going to put a bar straight across like ILM would. Then what I'm going to do is put some steel rod down there with a cut thread in both ends, and then I don't even want to flip this over to show you, but on the reverse there is the familiar tie wheel inside the wing that actually gets completely covered up with these guns. So I'm going to grind that tie wheel off, drill through it, and use a washer and a bolt to connect the wings, and then sort of magnet this just over the top. So that's really fortunate. So that'll hide a lot of the gaps and seams there is. But this is a really smart thing. The cockpit's fantastic. We've got the, hang on, let me just, everything fits lovely as well, which is a very rare thing for 3D stuff. That just slides in like that, the cockpit, and then this, that goes on top. That's like the hatch for the inside. Then that slides on the back. Famous last words. There you go. And you can see that's already slotted in nicely. I mean, there's a little bit of jiggery pokery to do, but it's not going to be that bad. That's nice and smooth. I mean, that bonded correctly might even pass as a panel line. Don't know. Then you got the canopy. Don't know which one. It's the same. Doesn't matter which one that goes around. Top hatch rather. Then you got the canopy, and it just looks awesome. Now on the underside, there is these hatches here, which are meant to be optional in case you want the miniguns, which is done. So they go on the underside, so like that. So it looks like they've sort of popped out and ready to blast. Although quite cool, I didn't like that. I don't imagine the TIE fighter to have miniguns on it. So that's one sort of thing I'm going to leave off, and I've replaced it with just bare hatches. You've got the cockpit seat, which is really nicely done. Then you've got these really fiddly arm controls that go on the side of the cockpit. That's what Cassian Andor actually puts his whole hand through and flies, and that sort of ball thing you see him use, they go at an angle, I think, inside the cockpit. Excuse the state of my fingers, that's Abe's epoxies all over my hands because I was putting in the nut underneath. So again, another thing that they're thinking of, these 3D designers, as Dominic really thought ahead and thought people will want to mount it. And even at this scale, it was printed in a bolt shape, so you just literally glued the bolt in, and then I pushed Abe's all around the inside really to secure it. So we'll have a nice mount there. Oh yeah, what else? There's these barrels. God knows where these go. I think these go on the wings actually. And then tons of these missiles. Whole pack of these. They're sort of grey with like earth-coloured tips on them. I haven't even looked at them yet, but it seems to be pretty straightforward. I've had one little break and that's it. I don't know what these are. Oh, these are the familiar TIE Fighter LED holders. They'll just pop in there like that. But speaking of LEDs, someone said, "Are you going to light it?" I was like, "Yeah, it would look cool lit, but it's a hell of a lot of work for turning it on once, taking a photo, and never turning it on again." So instead, I'm going to paint the cockpit best I can, and you can see all those shapes inside there and there. I'm going to paint it. It seems to be like a very light metallic grey inside. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm going to do like a very light grey blue inside. It's definitely a different colour than the outside. And then all these shapes I'm going to hand paint black. And I know that's quite scary, hand painting, but I'm going to use Vallejo paint to hand paint, which I've used in the past. And then hand paint them black over the grey, and then just use loads of like decals or something for some of my spares box, so I can just look like there's lights and panels going on in there. But again, it's going to be pretty dark in there once you slide everything in. I can get that on. Slide everything in and put the top on, especially painted like a darker colour. Without light, without lights, you're not going to see much, and the chair's going to go in the middle. I just hate lighting. I just hate lighting stuff. Unless I'm doing it for a commission job or something, and the client's specifically asked to have it lit, I just don't want to go near it. Lazy, I know, but it's for me, this one. It's not for someone else. And I've got a special place in my heart for Andor, having provided stuff for it. But I want this just in the collection. These are little screens that sit on the inside of the cockpit. So yeah, that's what I'll be working on. Now I've finished all my commission work. Oh, what else? This is the Tiger Sprockets Y-wing head that I completed. This is going to sit on the Wonderfest, right? I'm not going this year, unfortunately. I'm sorry, guys, and I'll miss you all so much. But unfortunately, I just can't afford it, and life being in the way and all that sort of thing, I can't make it a yearly thing. Maybe next year, but anyway, that Y-wing cockpit is going to go on the Van Nuys table. Jason Eaton and his crew and Quincy and that lot are all making the replica inside of the Van Nuys workshop, I think, in one of the studio rooms there at Wonderfest, and that cockpit head is just sitting on the table in the original photo. So they want to replicate that, so they can use that. And I'll put that in the post soon, and that'll go over to the States. But yeah, so once this is cured and glue's hopefully held its wings together, I'll start slapping some primer on. But yeah, this is my update that I've done recently. I've done an A-wing, sent that over to Ollie to come and pick that up, which was lovely to see Ollie. And it's lovely now not to have anything but my own work to do. So cheers guys, thanks for watching.